In the previous video, we introduced angular displacement, angular velocity, and angular acceleration. Now we are going to use those quantities to solve rotational motion problems. The good news is that rotational kinematics follows the same structure as linear kinematics. If you already know the constant acceleration equations for straight line motion, you already have the pattern for rotational motion. In this video, we will connect the linear and rotational variables, learn how to choose rotational kinematic equations, and then apply them to two examples, a fishing reel and blender blades. Before writing rotational kinematics equations, let us recall the five variables used in linear kinematics with constant acceleration. The five variables are displacement, acceleration, final velocity, initial velocity, and elapsed time. In linear motion, displacement tells us how far the object moves along a line. Acceleration tells us how quickly velocity changes. Initial velocity is the velocity at the start, final velocity is the velocity at the later time, and time tells us how long the motion lasts. The equations on the right side of the slide are the constant acceleration kinematics equations. Now we replace the linear variables with rotational variables to build the rotational kinematics equations. For rotational motion with constant angular acceleration, the equations look almost exactly like the linear kinematics equations. Angular displacement replaces linear displacement. Angular velocity replaces linear velocity. Angular acceleration replaces linear acceleration. Time remains time. The strategy is the same as linear kinematics. List what you know, identify what you need, and choose an equation that contains those quantities. This table shows the one-to-one match between rotational and linear kinematics variables. Angular displacement corresponds to linear displacement. Initial angular velocity corresponds to initial linear velocity. Final angular velocity corresponds to final linear velocity. Angular acceleration corresponds to linear acceleration. Time is the same in both descriptions. This table is useful because it helps us translate between linear and rotational language. If you understand what a linear kinematics equation is doing, you can understand the rotational version by replacing the variables with their angular counterparts. The main difference is the unit. Angular displacement is measured in radians, angular velocity is radians per second, and angular acceleration is radians per second squared. This table places the rotational kinematics equations beside the linear kinematics equations. Each equation on the rotational side matches a familiar equation on the linear side. The only change is that linear quantities are replaced with angular quantities. When solving problems, do not try to use every equation. Instead, identify the variables you are given and the quantity you need to find. For example, if time is involved and you need final angular velocity, use the equation that connects initial angular velocity, angular acceleration, and time. If time is not given but angular displacement is given, use the equation that connects angular velocities, angular acceleration, and angular displacement. This table is your equation choice map. The examples coming next will show how to use it efficiently. Let us apply these ideas to a fishing reel that starts from rest and speeds up. A deep sea fisherman hooks a big fish, and the fish pulls line from the reel. The system starts from rest, and the line unwinds from the reel at a radius of 4.5 centimeters from the axis of rotation. The reel has an angular acceleration of 110 radians per second squared for 2 seconds. We are asked four things. First, the final angular velocity of the reel. Second, the speed at which the fishing line leaves the reel after 2 seconds. Third, the number of revolutions the reel makes. Fourth, the length of fishing line that comes off the reel. This problem connects rotational and linear quantities. The reel's angular motion tells us how fast the line moves and how much line unwinds. Before solving, notice two important setup details. Starting from rest means the initial angular velocity is 0. Also, the radius must be converted from centimeters to meters. So 4.5 centimeters becomes 0.045 meters. Now let us solve each part step by step. The first step is writing down the given information. The initial angular velocity, omega naught, is 0. The angular acceleration alpha is 110 radians per second squared. Time t is 2 seconds. The radius r is 4.5 centimeters, which is 0.045 meters. For part A, we have to find the final angular velocity of the reel. Now we have to consider the given variables and pick the equation from our list of equations. So if you look at the first equation, omega equals omega naught plus alpha t, we know this initial angular velocity, we know the angular acceleration, we know the time, so we can use this first equation for the part A. So let's use it. Omega equals omega naught plus alpha t. And let's substitute the values. Omega naught is 0, alpha is 110 radians per second squared times the time is 2 seconds. And this is equals to 220 radians per second. For part B, we have to find the speed of the fishing line leaving the reel after the 2 seconds. So that means we need to find the linear velocity v. For that, we can use the relationship between the tangential velocity and the angular velocity. So v equals r omega. Now we can substitute the values. So the r is 0.045 meters multiplied with 220 radians per second, and we get 9.9 meters per second. For part C, we have to find the number of revolutions the reel makes during this time. For that, we have to find theta. And now we look at our equations and pick an equation that works for us. We know the initial angular velocity, we know the time, we know the angular acceleration, and again we know the time. So we know everything in this third equation, so we can find theta using that. So let's use this equation. Theta equals initial angular velocity times t plus half angular acceleration times t squared. And we can substitute the values. So the initial angular velocity is 0 plus half alpha is 110 radians per second square times 2 seconds squared. And this is equals to 220 radians. And now we have to convert these 220 radians into revolutions. So we can, so 220 radians multiplied with one revolution is 2 pi radians. So radian cancels out and gives us 35 revolutions. And for part D, we have to find how many meters of fishing line comes off the reel. So we can use the relationship x equals r theta, and then we can substitute the values. So r is 0.045 meters multiplied with the theta 220 radians, and that gives us 9.9 meters. Now let us solve a second example where time is not given but angular displacement is given. In this example, the blender blades are already rotating with an angular velocity of 375 radians per second when the puree button is pushed. When the blend button is pushed, the blades accelerate with a constant angular acceleration of 1740 radians per second squared. During this acceleration, the blades rotate through an angular displacement of 44 radians. We need to find the final angular velocity of the blades. This is an equation selection problem. We are given initial angular velocity, angular acceleration, and angular displacement. We are not given time. So we should choose the rotational kinematic equation that does not include time. The first step is writing down the given information. The angular displacement theta is positive 44 radians. The angular acceleration alpha is positive 1740 radians per second squared. Initial angular velocity omega naught is positive 375 radians per second, and we need to find omega. Now we have to pick the equation that we can use to solve the problem. So since time is not given, we can't use the first equation, second equation, or third equation. So let's look at the last equation in our list. We know the initial angular velocity, we know the acceleration, we know the angular displacement, so we know everything in this equation to find the angular velocity. So let's use this equation. Final angular velocity squared equals initial angular velocity squared plus 2 times angular acceleration times angular displacement. And we can simplify this equation. So omega is equals to square root of omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. And let's substitute the values. So omega is equals to the initial angular velocity 375 radians per second squared plus 2 times angular acceleration 1740 radians per second square multiplied with the angular displacement 44 radians and the square root of all of this. And this is equals to 542 radians per second. When you get a square root, you can both get the positive or negative values. In this case, we select the positive value because the blades are spinning in the positive direction and speeding up. So the final angular velocity is greater than the initial angular velocity, which also matches the physical situation. The final angular velocity positive 542 radians per second. The main takeaway from this video is that rotational kinematics works just like linear kinematics when angular acceleration is constant. Choose the equation based on what is given and what is unknown. Then interpret the answer using units and physical reasonableness.